But this is a topic that comes up because, as you saw in our first webinar in the series, time zone patching is its kind of own separate thing, and auto upgrade does handle time zone patching for you automatically if you want to. But let's talk about how time zone patching and multi-tenant play together. First of all, just like any database, a multi-tenant container database can have a new time zone patch applied to its Oracle home, but then you would need to also patch the containers itself, the CDB root and any PDBs, if you want to update the time zone versions. The PDBs do not have to have the same time zone version as the CDB root. So that's important to note. When you create a 19C container database, by default, it will have time zone version 32. Your PDBs do not have to be upgraded to time zone version 32, but it still might be a good idea based on business requirements. So when you upgrade, by default, auto upgrade will upgrade your time zone version for you, which means having a couple of restarts as part of the upgrade as we update your timestamp with time zone data types. This will happen for all of the containers that you upgrade as well. So especially if you're using the everything at once upgrade approach, all of that will be handled automatically. And just remember, you're going to see some restarts in there as part of that normal process. Now, if instead you say time zone upgrade equals no, you can still then go in and manually update the time zone for each PDB later using the usual scripts, ones to count the number of time zone columns in your database, the ones that check whether a time zone upgrade is needed or possible, and then the ones that will apply the changes. If you want to run this with CatCon, you might want to get the latest patch from the usual MOS note, and then check with CatCon using that utltz upgrade check script. Now, when you do this, there's the -s parameter for CatCon, and little s and big S mean two different things. The lowercase s means run this check only in the system containers, which is CDB root and PDB seed. The uppercase S means run it only in the application containers. We really strongly advise you to do that separately, because we've seen if you try to do everything at once, there seems to be some level of conflict that goes on, and it really doesn't seem to run very well. So do two sets here, system containers and then application containers. Then if you want to apply the changes, you could use CatCon to do it, or you could do it manually by connecting to each individual PDB. If you do it with CatCon, again, I would do it separately, one for the system containers, because remember, when you update that CDB root, it's going to shut down everything. So you might as well get that out of the way first, along with PDB seed, and then update the time zone version in your application containers, because that way, when each of those restarts, it's kind of an independent operation and it won't restart other pluggable databases at the same time.